7 or 800-348-1007.
I met Alan.
Did you?
I gave him marijuana.
Oh, great.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
$35192. Want to send me a text? AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch live. Thank you one more time to Burf DeSlog for helping out back there today. Cavaliers are back after the All-Star break Thursday night. Off tonight, off tomorrow. You get the full Corey Roddick experience each evening there. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. They'll start up back here at home against the Denver Nuggets. So 6:30 when we roll out is when your Cavs Live pregame will begin. And they'll head off to Atlanta. They'll be back here at home on Sunday, but on the back half of the season now. And a young man's thoughts turn toward Guardians baseball, which preseason action there will begin very, very soon. I think the first game is this Friday. I think the Guardians play the Reds. Out in Goodyear, 1 week from this Friday, the 3rd, we will be preempted by Guardians baseball. That'll be a 3:05 first pitch from Arizona. iHeartRadio app, you can always leave us messages there. A little talkback button if you like.
Hey, hate the show. It's Pilot Ryan here. I was listening from a couple of days ago to answer Mary's question of how you can tell what direction is north, even on a cloudy day. 9 times out of 10 in the northern hemisphere, the weather moves from west to east. So look at the direction that the clouds are going, and then look left, and there's north.
I imagine you got a lot of very helpful messages from people after that.
People call me an idiot, telling me how do you even survive.
Conversation.
You have no business being around Brian's child. Like things like that. I'm
well,
like,
I got a lot of
"Get
messages
outta
too,
here."
except everybody thought they were so smart because yours like, there's a compass in your phone. I'm like, the whole conversation was about if you didn't have any technology
Right.
available to you.
Right.
We all know that you can tell a direction with your phone or tell Mary to get a Garmin. The whole conversation was about if there's no
Right.
technology.
Right. I didn't get any of those. It was mostly people just calling me a dumb bitch and you're such an idiot and how have you survived this long, which I felt was excessive for not knowing which way north is. I feel like that's a strong reaction.
People always react in a measured and
But-
level-headed way.
I stand by what I said. And I checked my car.
Well,
no
Pilot
compass.
Ryan, though, that's a good, you look up, because you were like, what about it? Because Bill and I were like, you look at the sun. And I guess we were freaks for telling you that. And then we were, what if it's a cloudy day? And Ryan goes, weather goes west-east.
Weather moves
West to east.
to east.
I mean, that's helpful
So whichever way the clouds are moving, he said turn left.
if you wanted to go north.
Yeah.
Because we said, well, lake. And you were like, well, I'm 5'2". What if I can't see anything? Listen, we understand what you're saying. But the thoughts people had about just look at your phone,
Oh, that's the whole
that
thing.
was a very shoddy reading of the issue.
Yeah.
Is Pound Cake still taking that winner?
No. What's up?
That person who got sick in Lisbon, and you were like, oh, that'd be great. They gave me some more details on that trip.
Oh.
When they got COVID, Christmas of 21 in Portugal. I had to hide in an Airbnb for 5 days over Christmas, missed my flight back to the States. Foreigners were supposed to turn themselves into the Portuguese government, and they would make you stay mandatory 10 days minimum in a hospice-type hotel that cost 300 euros a day.
Oh,
So that's why they probably didn't have a great time.
for ducking the government.
Right. So not an elite experience, I guess.
I can't help but think about it. Now, my friend wasn't sick. She just got stuck there because, like, COVID. But my friend that was in Peru, I think back on her and, like, what a crazy – I want to get her on my podcast so bad just to talk about that experience. But it just –
Getting stuck at Machu Picchu.
She didn't even get a chance to go to Machu Picchu. She was supposed to that day, and then she said people with guns just started showing up at her house, and they were like, y'all got 20. It was like the Mummy where the guy's like, you guys have 24 hours to go. you guys leave at leave at sometime or
Sometime. Yeah.
not sometime. Dawn.
How did they sound? What was the,
Sometime, yeah.
with a
Looking
Peruvian
for
accent?
Sometime in their forest houses.
Yeah. What was the Peruvian accent?
You guys go. You guys have 1 day.
You guys go.
But I just remember her telling me that she had to walk to a checkpoint. Like, it wasn't the airport. She had to walk to a place where she could catch a bus, and then the bus would take them to the airport. And then that's
Because they were there for a while, right?
Yeah. Like a week after. And that was if there was a bus or a plane available. I think they had to send in the embassy sent a plane or something like that. So
They didn't ride him out on burros?
No. That's a wild story.
Hey, Alan, you were talking about getting sick or stuck overseas, injured. My mom was in a car accident, a rollover in Niagara Falls, Canada. Got taken to the hospital, and they told her, "Oh, you have American health insurance? Well, there's nothing we can do for you. No Band-Aids, nothing." They were sent to the hospital, and then to the hospital, or from the hospital to their hotel with no help.
That's what I was going to say. When
In
he's
Niagara,
like,
Canada, you're like, I can see
I know.
right across
Right.
the falls.
Call me an Uber.
Yeah.
Well, when Cody was like, yeah, you can just go get health care for free. I'm like, probably not if you're not a citizen. Like, you have to have some kind of ID saying you live there.
Yeah, but I've
you know?
never heard, I got to say, and obviously there's no reason to think he doesn't sound like he's making that story up, but I've never heard anecdotally somebody go, yeah, I got really hurt and they said there's nothing we can do for you. I mean, so there's probably a million different permutations. I've known people Americans who've gotten hurt in Canada and they go to a hospital and they get taken care of. So I don't know what all that is, but you don't want to be one of those people, I guess. You want to be the person where they go, yeah, we'll figure it out, later on. And do you want more political Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, do I ever?
Should we play the one that Mary missed?
I
too?
heard it on the way in.
Oh, you heard
I
it?
was
Okay,
driving. Yeah.
Political Joe, who we hadn't heard from in some time, and then he was on fire this weekend, leaving me voicemails on the after hours line. And you never know which one you're going to get. You're never going to, if you're going to get him in a good mood. You never know if you're going to get him angry. Sometimes you get both within the span of, just a whip crack. The after hours line, boy, you can leave messages there anytime you like. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, Al.
I love it. Alan.
Al.
Hey, Al. Here I go again. Try and listen.
At least that, when he opens it like that, I know who I'm going to get.
Right. You know we're getting angry.
Right. Because the first one was like, hey, man.
Here I go again. Try and listen for 5 more minutes. All I hear is about you fucking 4 whiners going, wow, oh, my God, my car don't work. Oh, my apartment ain't right. Oh, my, Alan, you're freaking $1 million. You got people to handle this. This isn't your problem. You sit there politely and listen to your underlings' problem. Hey, you ever heard about Mary, Bill, or Pound Cake worrying about their day-to-day problems with the, minimal paychecks and trying to make ends meet? And you're like, oh, no, here's Alan, the millionaire Alan, sitting up there like the king with a one of those scepters. You tap your underlings with the scepter. Who you like or who
God, I wish any of this was true. I wish I was a millionaire with a scepter and I could just tap my underlings.
Work harder.
Oh, I love it.
You could
I
get a
would
scepter. You
would
already have a cape.
Yeah, but that's Captain Fun.
Right, but you could
Captain
get a
Fun is
scepter.
not tapping people on the shoulder with a scepter.
King Millionaire does.
Yeah, King Millionaire could, I guess.
Also, who's hard?
who you like or who you
What's that?
Like, I don't think it like. Did everybody's car break down
A couple
recently?
again,
weeks ago, Cody's.
I defy
Unless you
you
get a
to
new
try.
car, yeah.
I defy you to try to find a logical thread through this. I don't know what
well,
the hell
and
he's
someone's
saying.
apartment doesn't work.
Right. My apartment doesn't
Hey,
work.
my apartment works fine and my car works fine because I take it to Terry's North Coast Auto. And
Oh,
they'll
they
drop
do-
the car back off at my apartment.
I was going to say, they handle apartments too?
They'll just drop off the
Your
car
apartment doesn't work? Go to
It's
Terry's.
making one of those noises like.
That's just the garbage disposal. Just turn that off. Oh, okay.
Easy.
one of those scepters. You tap your underlings with the scepter. Who you like or who you don't like or who advances their careers and who doesn't. And boy, it's just amazing to listen to you. But I still love it. It's just I overanalyze too much. I'm one of those, those guys like Oh, you know what they call them. Oh, come on. Oh, idiot savant.
All right, well, got the first part right.
yeah.
He's an idiot savant is how he ends with, yeah, I overanalyze things because I'm an idiot savant. All right? Yeah, I don't know what point he's trying to make, but at least it culminates with, hey, still love you. Love it. Because that first one, I don't get to listen that often. I'm not in the truck that much anymore. And then he completely flipped out.
I love it.
But I'm glad that he's okay. Glad to hear from Political Joe. Because who knows? Frankly, we've lost too many. I mean, you can count them on one hand. But that's too many for me. You know, some regular callers to the show over the years have gone teats up. And I hate for Political Joe, a guy who sounds healthy as all get out, to find himself on the wrong side of the Grim Reaper. But what are you going to do?
Nothing.
People telling me how lit the dunk contest was over the
It
weekend.
was. We've needed a good one. There's been some real bummers over the years, and this one was awesome.
Everybody learned who Mac McClung is.
I've been on Mac McClung for a minute.
I guess he was on like the Bulls G League or something. I never heard of this guy before.
Philadelphia G League, but he's bounced around. He was with the Warriors and the Lakers and stuff.
He looks like he's 12.
Yeah, he was a big deal on social media when he was in high school. Like he had a bunch of viral clips of his high school playing days go viral, and then was a pretty good college player. And he's just one of those guys that's like really, really good at basketball. He's just not tall enough and athletic enough to make it to that next, to really contribute to an NBA team. But he's still entertaining as hell to watch because he's got great handles. He can jump through the roof. It's fun to watch him play.
Well, if you didn't see it, I'll show you some of this. Mac McClung was all anybody was talking about. NBA All-Star Weekend for the dunk competition here.
Congratulations. I'm worried about the guy holding the other guy. Some point he gonna go down. Oh, that's a 50. That's a 50. I gotta see if
So he hits the backboard and then dunks it in?
Well, he jumps over two people, takes the ball, taps it against the backboard, and dunks it. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth.
That's a 50. I gotta see if you referee the name on the back.
But this is what you guys need to know. Look at the NBA ballers, the all-stars, how they are reacting to it. They know.
I'm not saying it's
They know.
Kenny, you refereeing the name on the back of the jersey. Well, I got to see it in slow motion. I'm not refereeing the basketball. If you hit the glass,
Come on, Kenny, that's
crazy. He hit the glass. But it was very clear that he did.
He got to hit not from my angle.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
Pretty impressed.
Had it been boring before that? I mean, I would think a dunk contest would be pretty exciting. Like everybody would. How is a dunk contest boring?
Because sometimes guys don't do that exciting with dunks. Like last year was a garbage dunk contest.
Really?
Yeah. People were like, get rid of this thing. It was so bad because they weren't doing very creative stuff. They weren't making their dunks on their first try.
Oh, not making them would suck. Yeah, okay.
So this was a good one. Even the other guys that competed in it had some pretty good dunks. The dude from, I can't remember his name, but from New Orleans he had some just real smooth, nice dunks.
Smooth like a steak.
Smooth like a steak.
Yep. Smooth dunks from Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson.
No, not. I don't remember.
All right. Well, anyway, all I saw was what people were talking about, which was Mac McClung, who I had never heard of before. They said that he was on the 76ers, and I believed them because,
Yeah, Trey Murphy was the guy.
Trey Murphy, okay.
It was a fun dunk contest, which is nice because there's been a few years where they're not so great, and this was one that brought it back. And the crazy thing about that dude that won, he made as much money winning that dunk contest as he did in his entire G League career.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you get for winning the dunk contest?
$100,000.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember whatever year I was in high school. So it had to have been like 2006, maybe 2007, when Nate Robinson won.
Mm-hmm.
And all anybody was talking about was how short he was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can dunk. Like, I remember being like 5 foot tall, and I was like, if Nate Robinson is short and he can dunk, I can definitely dunk. And my high school boyfriend was a basketball player, so he had all the stuff. So he was like, Mary, you don't understand what you're saying. He's like, he's like 5'9". He's like, he's 9 inches taller than you. I was like, yes, but he's
got
the
a
shortest.
50-inch vertical.
Right.
No, that's what he's saying. He's like,
She's
he
like
can-
Spud Webb over here. She's like, I could do that.
He's like, he can jump higher than you are tall. Like this, you don't understand what you're even saying. And I was like, no. If Nate Robinson's tiny, I can do it too. So there was like a 2-week period after that where I was dead set on learning how to dunk. And he, God bless his heart, he was trying to help me like lower the hoop all the way down so I could get a taste of what it was like to be.
Put a little trampoline underneath just so that you could. So what you're saying, Bill, is that last year when the NBA All-Star Game was in Cleveland, that the dunk contest stunk.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
Yeah. I think it's a coincidence, but
Stunk contest.
yeah.
Hey, Pound Cake, have you hooked up your bidet yet that Bill got you?
No, I have not.
I was reading a thing about a company that is going to be rolling out at-home urinalysis. Are people clamoring for this?
Urinalysis.
What
Are
does that mean?
people worried about their whiz?
Test.
Yeah, this company is going to, it's called the U-Scan, and it's this little dongle that goes in your toilet bowl and scans your urine
No, thank you.
for things that might be off, and then you bring it up on an app on your phone.
No, don't ruin my day like that.
The company is called Withings. I have one of their scales. They have like Wi-Fi scales that you'll get on there, and it'll send you a bunch of other like biometric biomarkers and things like that. But the U-Scan will tell you if you're properly hydrated, things like your ketone levels. And, this might be something. People are more connected than ever. People want everything on an app or on their Apple Watch or something. And if you can whiz on this little thing in your toilet and it comes back home, the home urine lab is what they're calling it. For people who aren't, people who are like, I'm not just going by the color. I need to know what's in there.
This could be beneficial for people with like diabetes and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Or some kind of illness.
Well, they've got one, I would think also maybe women who might be pregnant or are trying to be pregnant, they might have more things to concern themselves with than their whiz than guys. It'll tell you how your body's water balance is. It'll identify your pee signature by reading your unique urine stream. So if you end today with no other piece of information, just know that you have a unique urine stream.
Could have gone the rest of my life without knowing that.
But could you? Because, now it turns out that fingerprints and snowflakes, your whiz is unique to you. The thickness of everybody's urethra is different. And so your unique urine jet signature is very instructive in telling this thing what it needs to know.
I am now more comfortable like peeing sitting down. I didn't used to like that, but now I'm like,
Oh, good for you.
saves me like a lot of time.
What do you mean more comfortable? When were you ever uncomfortable peeing sitting down?
Well, I just
It's the most comfortable position.
Well, I just never used to do it. Like, I always used to stand any opportunity I got, unless I was pooping afterwards. Like, I just was stand up and pee. But now, even if I don't have to poop, I'll sit down and pee. So it's not like a comfort thing. It's just convenience.
Well, it certainly is convenient.
I want this toilet to talk to you so bad. It's like you're at someone's house, you don't know they have it, and you start peeing, and they're like, welcome, guest. And you're like, how did that toilet know? And they're like, oh, it knows my pee stream. It knows my pressure, so it knew it wasn't me. You know?
Yeah. It's like when you get into your car and the seat moves according to your specifications.
Welcome, Mary. You know, and they're like, it tells you.
Thermal sensors on. You have tepid urine.
Mary, you're dehydrated.
Push a little harder.
That's why it's dark brown.
Ugh.
Drink more water. What if all it does is tells you to drink more water? That's its
Constant.
only
It's
recommend. No matter
clear.
what happens, this company's like, yeah, we did it. The app just goes, drink more water. I got a break here. If you want to send a text or something, 35192. You can watch at AlanCockShow.com if you like. And wherever you are, listen on the iHeartRadio app.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Charlie, that's when I started to lose respect for the guy when he said he found his